All right. Welcome, everybody. This is our channel, Gen Booms. Nice. All right, well, first video.
That was a fine start. All right, Gen Booms.
There it is.
There we go.
So,
oh, man.
yeah, this is our first video. We decided to make a channel because I always show my dad, like, rap and some other songs and albums. And I've sort of watched these other channels do it, and I was like, well, we should do that since we already show each other music. It's just perfect to record it.
I mean, for the most part, I've always showed you music.
True.
You just played
I
some
started
rap, like
recently.
in the car or whatever, but
Yeah.
you haven't really. So most of this is all going to be new for me.
It's entirely new, which is why it's great.
Yeah.
And today...
I got to get the lyrics ready.
That's true. Yes.
'cause,
Oh, yeah, he's going to be using Genius, so he's not...
yeah, I'm not
distracted at the phone. He's looking at lyrics. That's what he's doing.
Yeah.
So for today, I'm gonna pull it up first. All right, so we will be doing "Middle Child" by J. Cole. Just one song, and
Okay.
as far as I know, you haven't heard like any J. Cole.
I've heard
at
his
all.
name.
Yeah,
Like I know his name.
I'm
I've
pretty
heard him mentioned with
confident-
other rappers and collaborations, kind of a thing, but I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident
what he
he's one of
sounds
them
like.
that like, even though his songs are really popular, I'm pretty confident even if I played some of his biggest hits, you would like be like, I've never heard that.
Okay.
I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
because I mean that's kind of true with Kanye and everything else. Like I'm not really that familiar.
Yeah.
with
So
anyone.
I mean, for context, this Middle Child has 1.4 billion streams.
Damn.
Massive song. It was massive. I loved it when it came out. It came out 2019. Just for a little preference, I'm not going to give a whole idea because you obviously got to listen to it. But it is about, like, Middle Child is about him being like in the middle of rap. Like he feels like he was born at a time and it became popular at a time. Like he's like the older brother for some of the newer rappers, and yet also the younger brother to people like Jay-Z and things like that. So it's about like him fitting in the rap.
Okay.
So that's what it's about. So we're about to get started. Ready?
Okay. Yeah.
All
Sounds
right.
good.
Here we go.
You good, T-Minus? Niggas been counting me out. I'm counting my bullets, I'm loading my clips. I'm writing down names, I'm making a list. I'm checking it twice and I'm getting them hit. The real ones been dying, the fake ones is lit. The game is off balance, I'm back on my shit. The Bentley is dirty, my sneakers is dirty, but that's how I like it. You all on my dick, I'm all in my bag, as hard as it get. I do not store powder, I might take a sip. I might hit the blunt, but I'm liable to trip. I ain't popping no pill, but you do as you wish. I roll with some fiends, I love them to death. I got a few mil, but not all of them rich. What good is the bread if my niggas is broke? What good is first class if my niggas can't sit? That's my next mission, that's why I can't quit. Just like LeBron, get my niggas more chips. Just put the rollie right back on my wrist. This watch came from Drizzy, he gave me a gift. Back when the rap game was praying like this. They act like two legends cannot coexist. But I never beef with a nigga for nothing. If I smoke a rapper, it's gon' be legit. It won't be for clout, it won't be for fame. It won't be cause my shit ain't selling the same. It won't be to sell you my latest little sneakers. It won't be cause some niggas slid in my lane. Everything grows, it's destined to change. I love you little niggas, I'm glad that you came. I hope that you scrape every dollar you gain. I hope you know money won't erase the pain. To the OGs, I'm thanking you now. Was watching you when you was paving the ground. I copied your cadence, I mirrored your style. I studied the greats, I'm the greatest right now. Fuck if you feel me, you ain't got a choice. I ain't do no promo, still made all that noise. The shit gon' be different, I set my intentions. I promise to slap all that hate out your voice. Niggas been counting me out, I'm counting my bullets, I'm loading my clips, I'm writing down names, I'm making a list, I'm checking it twice and I'm getting them hit. The real ones been dying, the fake ones is lit. The game is off balance, I'm back on my shit. The Bentley is dirty, my sneakers is dirty, but that's how I like it, you all on my dick. I just poured something in my cup. I've been wanting something I can feel. Promise I am never letting up. Money in your palm don't make you rich. Foot is on their neck, I got them stuck. I'ma give them something they can feel. If it ain't about the squad, don't give a fuck. Pistol in your hand, don't make in the middle of two.
All right, so I'm gonna pause there just for a second. That's about the halfway mark, a little bit past.
Okay. Yeah,
pull
that's
up the
like
lyrics
it's
here.
definitely. Well, I don't know.
Okay,
Definitely not the kind of, you know.
the typical music.
Well,
that-
not the kind of music I typically listen to, obviously, and not the kind of lyrics that I'm used to.
yeah, the lyrics are in terms of.
But
the,
that said, I mean, lyrics are good. I see what he's what he's going for.
What he's saying.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
so that's yeah. So it's
Yeah, I always like. I mean, the beat I always thought was great. J. Cole's always got good beats, and then a lot of the lyrics I just really like. J. Cole's always sort of seen, as you'll hear more of his music, he's just like real, like just very like a real guy. He's not very fake on anything, and that's why I actually really liked. Where is it? One of my favorite lines when I first heard it was like, "Oh yeah, the Bentley is dirty, my sneakers is dirty, but that's how I like it, you all on my dick." Because it's like, because he's just like, I don't care. Like I just
Yeah.
like what I like. I don't need anybody to keep nitpicking. Or I think he's also sort of making fun of those people that buy Jordans and then they like walk very on eggshells to make sure they don't dirty it up.
yeah, no, that makes sense. That's funny. That's actually, but that's the line when I first saw. I was like, well, this is not really the kind of music I usually
Yeah,
listen
because
to.
it's sort of it's
But,
immediate. It's very hip hop. Like it's very like confident.
Yeah,
Say
so
what
it does
you
sound like
want.
what? Who is the watch came from Drizzy?
Oh, see, that's Drake.
Oh, Drake. Okay.
Yeah, that's like one of his names, Drizzy.
Okay.
You'll see some of them. Where is that one? I need to find that. Oh yeah. Just put the rollie right back on my wrist. This watch came from Drizzy. He gave me a gift. Yeah, I like that part too because it was he's talking about these lines here. If I smoke a rapper, it's gonna be legit. And he keeps going on a tangent of like what he won't do it for.
Yeah, I thought that was really good, and obviously the beat is really good. It's just got a nice vibe to it. I must say that I was just kind of, I wanted to like stop reading it, to be honest, and just kind of like, oh, I kind of like this. I just want to listen to it, but then I may not actually get the lyrics, so I'm kind of like torn here. In
and
that
he keeps
sense.
a similar like cadence and flow to it throughout like the whole song, like da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So it's sort of easy to just sort of vibe to the
Yeah,
flow
and
of it.
I mean, for me, I'm used to more like the normal melody, verse, chorus,
Yeah.
and sometimes things get boring or monotonous for me. So this hasn't been like it's got a nice vibe. So I'm just kind of like
Yeah.
because I thought, oh, is it going to beat going to change, but it doesn't need to because
Yeah.
it just sounds good. So anyway,
And I particularly like this song. The reason I sort of want to choose it for like our first song is it's these lines actually where he's talking about if I smoke a rapper, it's gonna be legit, won't be for clout, all of that. And I think it relates really well to what's been going on recently because this came out 2019, and then obviously recently the last year or so, the Kendrick and Drake beef has been massive, which J. Cole was involved in. And
I'm hearing
he
his name
yeah,
related to
because
that, but I don't
basically
remember.
he was on a song with Drake that's somewhat dissed Kendrick on first person shooter. You might hear that at some point. And then he actually apologized after. I think you remember that.
I remember you telling me like the basics.
He
of
apologized
how it
and
came
everybody
to be.
clowned him. Fair enough. Everybody clowned him. But I always thought it was sort of a cool thing he did because I feel like I've listened to a good amount of his music, and I think listening to his music, you can just tell like that's just the type of person he is. He's just more about peace and like bringing just peace in general than caring about numbers or rap or any of that. So I really liked that because I feel like it fits perfectly into the recent beef because everybody made fun of him for it. But even now he still stands on it, and he says, if I smoke a rapper, it's gonna be legit. It won't be for clout, it won't be for fame, it won't be because my shit ain't selling the same, it won't be to sell you my latest on the sneakers. So he just keeps saying like it's not gonna be for anything stupid. And I just feel like he really kept that true.
Okay, yeah, no, that sounds cool. I thought those are good lines. I don't know the whole backstory like you just gave me, so that's cool. But that's yeah, I thought it was it sounded really cool. And by the way, I was also thinking we never actually introduced ourselves. We just said, "Here's our."
Oh, that's
channel."
true. Well, if we need to, I guess. Yeah, I'm Connor. This is my dad.
I'm Robert.
Yeah, and I am about to be 19 now. Looking at the clock, just turned 19.
Yeah, we started this video when he was 18. So
Yep,
he is
on
now
birthday
Hey,
night.
happy birthday!
Yeah. But yeah, I'm a lot younger than he is, so we show each other music pretty often, and we just love music, so that's why we wanted to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's quite obvious that you're a lot younger than me.
Yeah. So, all right, so we'll continue with it. I just wanted to point out some of those lyrics.
No, very, very good. It's good to get that background. So, yeah, let's jump back into it.
All right.
Generations, I'm little bro and big bro all at once. Just left the lab with young 21 Savage. I'm about to go and meet Jigga for lunch. Had a long talk with a young nigga Kodak. Reminded me of young niggas from Ville. Straight out the project, no faking, just honest. I wish that he had more guidance for real. Too many niggas in cycle of jail, spending their birthdays inside of a cell. We coming from a long bloodline of trauma. We raised by our mamas, Lord, we gotta heal. We hurting our sisters, the babies as well. We killing our brothers, they poison the well. Distorted self-image, we settle to fail. I'ma make sure that the real gon' prevail, nigga. I just poured something in my cup. I've been wanting something I can
I like the heavy bass in it.
Promise I am never letting up.
Sounds
Money
Something you
in
could
your
like
palm
listen
will
to in
make
the
you
car.
real.
or anyway,
Put it on their neck, I got them stuck. I'ma give them something they can feel. If it ain't about the squad, don't give a fuck. Pistol in your hand don't make you real.
I'm not sure who the squad is.
Pistol in your hand don't make you real. Money in your palm don't make you real.
All right, so there it is.
That's cool.
Yeah, I do really like some of those. He says it in the chorus and then a lot at the end. But the pistol in your hand don't make you real, money in your palm don't make you real.
Yeah, that's the part. I saw that. I really liked that particularly. Yeah, hey, money in your palm don't make you real. Like,
Yeah.
that's so true. Like, that's yeah, you got money. So what?
Yeah, or the pistol, because a lot of rappers like him will grow up with the tougher conditions, and they think being tough and like controlling the streets is what's gonna give you respect. So I really like that's how a lot of his raps are, just sort of real, and it's almost like just a bunch of quotes, almost just put together. It's sort of how his raps are sometimes.
Oh, I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That foot is on their neck. I got him stuck. Is that like foot is on their neck? Is that like referring back to like that the whole police incident, or is that just more like a general thing?
No,
of,
I'm pretty sure it's a more general, just foot is on the like on the other rappers.
yeah, just okay.
I
yeah,
got
yeah.
him. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, no, that was really interesting.
Yeah, how's your first introduction to J. Cole?
I mean, I liked it. I must say, I liked it. Like I said, it's not the kind of lyrics I would normally tend to listen to, but but that said, I'm enjoying trying out new things, listening to new things, and the lyrics are really good. Does he? I assume he writes.
Yeah, he writes all his
He writes
lyrics.
all the lyrics.
Yeah, and he helps with some of the production.
Okay. Yeah, so I thought it was really. I mean, I don't know so many of the references.
Yeah.
And then there's the.
There was one part I think it's in the second verse. He's talking about just left the lab with young 21 Savage. 21 Savage, another rapper. You probably heard.
I've heard the name
21,
again.
Yeah.
I have no idea what the music. But
Yeah,
I
of
believe,
course. But that's the part where he speaks about it the most. Like, I'm dead in the middle of two generations. I'm little bro and big bro all at once. Just left the lab with young 21 Savage. He was like, just left like this conversation I had with young 21 Savage, and also saying about to go and meet Jigga, which is Jay-Z.
Okay.
So about to go meet Jay-Z for lunch. He's talking about how he's like almost mentoring these younger rappers, but then also gonna have lunch with these older ones and getting more advice from them, and how he's like a bridge in between them.
Yeah, that's really cool. I like the whole idea of it. The name of it, Middle Child. Like the way you just explained it, particularly that makes a lot of sense. And how he, I like that he is clearly all about being as real and legit as he's put it, as possible.
Just puts his worldview out there.
Yeah, I do really like that and respect that when somebody is just being themselves and not being a jerk or ass about it, but it's just saying this is this is how I am, and and these others are being kind of fake or whatever. Yeah, like going for the money or trying to act tough or having a pistol or whatever. That doesn't necessarily mean crap, man. It's,
And I like how he sort of considers, like he's talking about Kodak Black, another rapper. I don't know if you've heard of him.
I've heard the name again.
Okay.
Probably from you, but
that he's one of the younger rappers he's talking about, and he's just saying he reminds them of other people where he's from. I believe he's from like Fayetteville, North Carolina. That's where J. Cole is from.
Oh,
So he just calls it the Ville. That's what they call it. And he's saying that Kodak Black reminds him of people from there because he's like, he's just saying he wishes he has more guidance. He's saying he's very real, but he just doesn't really know what he's doing. He just wishes he had more guidance, stop getting into trouble. So I like how he's sort of looking at these rappers that you can look at and be like, oh, they do drugs, they commit crimes, like just throw them away at this point, like that type of thing of just they're not good people, and he's just looking at it like they just need more guidance.
yeah, no, that's a really good point. That's awesome. I mean, I like that as the whole middle child thing. That, like you said,
Yeah,
you
like a
learn
middle
from
child
the
would be.
other ones, but you pass it down,
the younger
and
ones.
mentor the younger ones, and do what you can to help out and all that. So it makes a lot of sense. I mean that sounds really cool. Like I like it. Actually, it makes me want to hear more of his stuff.
yeah.
So, but yeah, I like that one a lot.
That's a good sign. We'll definitely check out one of his albums.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was really, really cool. I'm trying to see what else was jumping out at me. Like, I mean, a lot of it, sure, is just like, this hyperbole, metaphors and stuff. I'm counting my bullets. I'm loading my clips.
Exactly. Yeah.
Names. I'm making a list, checking it twice.
Oh yeah, because that's like the Santa Claus. Yeah,
Yeah,
the Santa Claus
exactly.
thing.
I thought that
So
was
a funny. sort
Yeah,
of-
funny kind of. It was a cool little
twist on it, yeah.
You know what he's saying. It's not like he's really going to go out and murder a bunch of people, but
Exactly.
the idea comes across of what what he's going
Yeah,
for.
murdering the rappers.
And that the
how
whole
good he is.
the game is off balance, and so I thought that it was really cool. Really good, really good writing. It's very poetic in a way.
Yeah,
it's
I mean that
funny,
is
It
rap.
is, like, it
Rap
is.
is rhythm and poetry. That's what it stands for. so,
Okay. Oh, I honestly God
yeah.
did not.
Oh, you
know
didn't
that.
know that? Yeah, rhythm and poetry. R.I.P.
I did not know that. Wow.
That is. We'll get into that and maybe some other stuff, but that's partially why people would have fights almost on like arguments on what is rap, because you hear some of these like mumble rappers, they'll call them, and they're like, there's the rhythm but there's no poetry, and vice versa. But
Interesting. Yeah.
yeah, poetry.
Okay. Well, then that actually makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I thought it was very poetic, and in many ways. I mean, it's very poetic, and not just
Yeah, especially
because it
some of
rhymes.
his
I mean, it's just
metaphors and things.
yeah, exactly. There's a deeper meaning clearly
Yeah.
on so much of it, and the use of metaphors and things like that. It's great poetry. So yeah, I'm impressed. That does make me want to hear more. So how long has he been around or been popular?
Oh, he's been around a while. I think he really, I mean, he got like first notoriety in like, I'd say like 2010. But then he became like real famous. He dropped a song, he dropped the album 2014. Forest Hills Drive was his like major album. Like it's a classic. It's just like, it's a classic album.
okay.
We'll definitely listen to that one.
Okay.
It's just like back to back to back great songs.
Oh.
And that's when he really got solidified as like a great rapper. And since then he just kept dropping more albums and songs that people love, and so he's one of the big three, as it was Kendrick, Drake, Cole, and Drake. So he's been popular for some
pretty
time
big.
now, for like 15 years.
I've only heard his name probably since the Drake,
The Kendrick and Drake
Kendrick
thing?
Drake
Yeah.
battle.
Well, I do remember when I was like younger and he had popped up, and I didn't even know who he was, because it was back in like 2016. I was a lot younger, and he had like popped up for like some sporting thing. He was doing a halftime show or something, maybe it was some award show, and I remember we were both like, oh, we keep hearing about this guy, but we don't know him. So I know,
really?
I feel like,
Oh.
yeah, like I know I've been hearing about him for a long time.
Oh, okay. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I
So cool. Yeah, we'll check out I keep thinking For Your Eyes On. We'll keep checking out his album 2014 Forest Hills Drive pretty soon then.
yeah. All right. Yeah, I definitely would like to check out more. I thought it was very interesting, very poetic. I like the beat, I like the vibe. So I mean, that was. Yeah, I like to hear the other stuff. This was a hit.
Yeah. I'm not sure if it like charted. I'm pretty sure it did, but in terms of streaming services and online, I remember seeing it everywhere when it came out.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't just like a deep cut or something that you
Yeah,
particularly
no,
like.
it is one of his biggest ones, and I don't
Okay.
think it's on any album. I might be wrong, but I don't think it's on.
Oh,
any
he just
album.
dropped it as a
That's
single.
why. Yeah, that's why I chose to do it as a song.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
Oh, well, very cool. Well, I enjoyed it. It does make me want to hear more of his stuff. and it's very poetic. And yeah, I think it was great. I really enjoyed it.
Cool. All right. Well, end of the video. I guess we'll see you guys next time. We'll probably do J. Cole then. Maybe we'll see.
Sounds good. Thanks for watching.
All right. Thank you for watching.